Hey, so you remember the block ratio launcher, right, which we were talking about a few days ago? I even made a video about how it's the best launcher you can get for 2020 and going into 2021. Well, guess what? Block ratio 4 is here. Yeah, the one that we were waiting for, it just dropped unannounced just a few minutes ago. I just updated and using it for a few minutes now. The block ratio tree is working as well. It's still in beta, but it's still functional. So I used it for a while and I noticed a few things which I think you should know. And if you're using block launcher and you're about to update to 4.0, these are the stuff you can expect. Yeah, this was pretty unexpected. I mean, I was just using my phone and suddenly the launcher rebooted and said something like 4. So I assumed it was block ratio 4. You can see some kind of a different pattern on the background which wasn't there. I guess these are the new block wallpapers. But anyway, block ratio tree is here and I have it. I just have to confirm my email address. So they basically just email a link to your registered email address and maybe you just have to click on it. Okay. Let's see what happens now. And this is the new screen, by the way. It doesn't show ratio anymore. It just says 4. Okay, it restarted. Oh, there we go. We have something. So it's as we expected. The tree is a hub for all messaging apps. So you can gather all your chats in one place. So all your SMS, emails, WhatsApp messages, everything will come in this screen and you don't have to access those individual apps ever again. So let's hit next. You have to long press to select your chats. Okay. Next. So there are some quick actions as well, it looks like. Cool, so you can directly call or open that conversation in that relevant app. That's nice. Of course it needs permission to read your messages and contacts, so I'm gonna allow that. This screen is always scary, isn't it? When some application is demanding your phone calls and contacts, you have to wonder whether it's safe or not, but I'm gonna temporarily try this for now and we can always disable that thanks to Android 10's security. So it's basically asking permission to override the battery usage optimization that's running on my phone. So it's present on most phones these days that whenever an application is not in use for a long time, it'll automatically be put to sleep. So it's asking us to override that, but I'm not gonna allow it for now because I don't want any extra battery drain, because based on what I've seen so far, block launcher is a little bit too heavy on your battery compared to other launchers. So it can view and control your screen and view and perform actions. Obviously, since you can directly call those contacts or view their profiles and stuff, it should be able to do actions. So it's asking permission from the Android system itself, which I've just granted. Looks like it needs to access the storage as well. So I went ahead and granted the storage permission too. Weird, but okay. Now it's done. Let's go next. So it can access WhatsApp, Instagram and Facebook Lite, which I haven't really installed, and of course Telegram. I don't really want it to access Telegram. Whatever. Okay, so I don't have any notifications now because you need friends to send you messages, which I don't have. Until we get some messages, let's browse the other things that have changed. First thing I'm noticing is the whole UI. From the pitch dark theme that it had going on, it switched to a grayish theme. So earlier the black wallpaper stuff on the background wasn't really working, and now it is. I think you can kind of see there are some patterns going on over there, which is quite nice. I like that. The iconography looks a little bit different, and there's a new option there for light and sun. What's the difference? Okay, light is still gray color, but if I go to sun, it'll be full on white. Yeah, so this is actually the older setting, but this dark and light thing, it's quite nice. So this is the light version, and I quite like that actually. When you're indoors, when it's moderately bright, I think you can use this setting. That's a nice look, isn't it? It's better than the plain black wallpaper, which admittedly even I got tired of looking at it for a few months continuously. And the notification pill, some people were complaining that it's not working in their phones. I too had some issues with that blinking pill, which you can see there, and it's working now. So yeah, the company is working on fixing all the bugs and stuff, and that's always a good thing. Oh, it's a little bit laggy. Maybe because it's still doing some stuff in the background. Let's wait for a while. Can we change some wallpapers? Let's check out the settings. Well, looks like they added some new icon packs as well. There is something called a Moonshine. Let's check it out. There are of course separate apps which you have to download from the Play Store, but let's see. But yeah, I definitely like the newer theme. It's a lot less complete black and white contrasty thing that's going on. It looks a lot more clean and professional. So of course we have the new tree setting down here with a couple of options to change it. You can delete some tags, you can start onboarding. Focus hours, okay. So I guess you can set hours to when the notification should be in focus mode and when they should not be. That's cool. So it only supports WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Lite and Telegram. So I thought it has some other features like emails as well, but I guess it doesn't. I mean, that kind of sucks. I wish it could read emails as well. Sometimes I do get mail that I want to read, and sometimes I just want to delete that email. So if I, instead of doing it here, if I could just go to the root and access it there, that would have been nice. But I guess it's only meant for social media. Yeah, I think it looks really nice, don't you think? I mean, look, the notification pills are working. That's great. It's always good news when your pills are working. That's what she said. And I didn't notice that it even shows the count for how many notifications you have. So it says 2, so I have 2 unread emails on some of my inboxes. That's really nice. It shows a pill and a number of notifications. I wish I could hide the top section, because see, it intersects with the notification shade there. If you can see, the icons kind of go into that shade. Sometimes I can't read the time because of that. So I wish there was some kind of a way to add a widget here which kind of sits on the corner and shows me the time, but I don't want the other notification showing up because I have Root working now. And the weather app, I didn't know if this was doing it before, but when you touch on the curves of this app, it gives you a very mild vibration on the bottom section. That's really nice. This kind of a haptic feedback, it adds to the experience a little bit. And I think this gray background looks better than the black and white background earlier. Now I know what it's like to desperately wait for someone to message you. Come on. That's interesting. So it even changes the symbol of the notification in the lock screen as well. So WhatsApp wasn't appearing like that. It would appear as a hollow WhatsApp symbol, but now it's appearing as a kind of filled symbol. So if I unlock my phone, yeah, so that looks different. And yep, see, it's in yellow color. So let's see what happens if I swipe over to the tree. There it is. It just shows up as a normal WhatsApp notification, but if I press and hold, okay, so there are a bunch of options there. I can mute, I can pin this to the top, archive, meaning that I can remove this for now but come back to it later, or I can simply remove it. So I can't swipe this notification away, so that would have been nice to have it be able to swipe it off. But again, if I press and hold, I'll get an option to remove, which I guess it removes it. And if I just press it, I guess it'll go to the app. Oh, I can reply directly from here. That's cool. So this chat window will be here, and I can just swipe left and go to my home and operate it as usual. And if I come back, it'll still be there until I hit the back button. So that's where the remaining notifications will be listed. Oh, it's quite nice. So if I remove it, that chat window will be removed. And even the top notification will be cleared off. Cool. And now that the tree feature is also working, now this search bar will be universal for all the 3 screens. So here you can search for your conversations, you can search for the apps as usual, and of course here you can, this is the root, so you can search for any commands. And the one thing I didn't notice was that this text here, it disappears after a while. So it leaves the area nice and clean. See that? That's pretty nice. These small things usually go unnoticed, but when you do notice them, they end up being pretty cool. And unlike normal notifications, when you click on a block notification, it doesn't take you to the app. So I just clicked on the WhatsApp notification. It didn't take me to WhatsApp. It's still there in the home screen and it takes you here. And if you don't like this clean interface for some reason, there is a tiny symbol there which will take you to the relevant app, and you can chat as usual. Alternatively, you can use this tiny button on the bottom right as well. So when you're in a chat window, it gives you open in app, video call, or you do a phone call. I think it by default takes you to a WhatsApp call. But I still wish that there was a way to swipe away these notifications. I mean, I have to press and hold and clear it. That might get annoying if I have a lot of notifications, but thankfully I don't have a lot of friends, so it won't be much of a problem for me. I mean, haptics have been given a lot of importance here. Everything just vibrates when you touch it. That's what she said. One weird thing I observed is that you can send images, but you can't seem to open them here. You have to open WhatsApp in order to send it. And even the replies, like when you just swipe from the left to the right to reply to someone's particular message, you can't do that here. But it does recognize that you have replied to something like this, but you can't open it here, and it says something like reply functionality not available. I guess it's still being built, or it has to come up with the ratio 4.1 update. But yeah, there is potential for improvement here, but for now it's just a one by one kind of a quick messaging app, similar to how you would respond from here, from the top section. You would just swipe down and reply here. It's a very similar experience to that. You can't add any extra stuff like media to this. This is just a text messaging service, similar to Instagram DMs. If you want to see the timestamp of when each message was sent, you have to swipe from the right to left to reveal all the times. This is actually how iOS deals with the messaging and the timestamps, but Instagram made it popular. And that's basically it. If you have any further questions or comments about this, leave them in the comments down below. I'll make sure to answer them. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Cheers.